Am I visible?
No, you are not visible to me. Yes, right now you are visible. Yes, yes. So good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking. And how are you?
Yeah, I'm also doing well. Thanks for asking you too.
Yes, yes.
So,
And we are meeting very first time. Yeah, we don't know about each other. Who are you and where are you from? Currently, what do you do? And before starting our conversation, we should introduce ourselves so that we can ask few questions about ourselves. So first of all, please say something about yourself.
yeah. So my name is Muleshwari. I completed my study and I'm from Chhattisgarh state and I'm preparing for exam. And if I talk about my hobbies are singing, dancing, and I like to learn new things. And it's been a month. I started uploading some conversation videos on my YouTube channel. So that's all about me.
Yes, it's good to know about yourself. And may I introduce myself?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
First of all, thank you for giving this wonderful opportunity to introduce myself in front of you. I am Santanu Das. I am connecting from West Bengal. By professional, I am working person. I work in a hospital as an attendant, and I have been working over there more than 10 years. And if I talk about my hobbies, I always like playing cricket and football. But nowadays, I don't play cricket and football because I don't get free time. Apart from that, I am running my one YouTube channel, which name is English with SD. That's all about me. It is my short introduction.
Yeah, nice, sir. Great. So I I want to know about your English journey first. When did
Yes,
you
yes.
start? Yeah.
Yes, sir, I have been learning this language for a long time, around 2 years. But I have been speaking English around 1 year. And before speaking English, I have completed the grammatical rules. And I am learning this language because there is another reason. Because when I was starting in my school life, when I was starting in class 8 standard and 9 standard, at that time my English was so weak. At that time, I did not know how to make a sentence in English properly. At that time, I could not write one sentence in English properly. That's why also I started my English speaking journey. But when I started my English journey at that time, first time my goal was I want to be a good writer because I did not know how to make a sentence in English properly. And after completing the grammatical rules, I started my English speaking journey. That's why I have been learning the language for a long time, around 2 years. And ma'am, how long have you been learning the language?
Yeah, actually I started learning English in 2021. So after learning this language, I came back city and I was doing a job and I get involved in those study and job. So I just left learning English totally. Then it's been a month. I thought like I'm forgetting all the things whatever I have learned before and I lost all my fluency. So that's why I started again learning this language to get fluent
Yes.
and to be fluent. And I am also making a lot of grammatical mistakes. So I am working on that.
Yes, mistake is common. Yeah, everyone makes mistakes, and we are learning a new language. It is not my mother tongue; it is new language, and yeah, mistake is common. Everyone mistake. No one perfect in this world. So, that's why don't worry about making mistake. Yeah, and still now I am making this kind of video every single day. And after recording the video, when I watch the video, at that time I noticed that I make few mistakes while speaking English. Yeah, and if you know and you know properly if you don't make mistake, you cannot learn this language. Mistake is common. Yeah.
So which kind of difficulties you face when you started your journey?
Yes, I had to face a lot of problem because I had to struggle a lot because I belong to West Bengal and I belong to village area. There is no good English environment. Yeah, there is no one who is no one. There is no one who is speaking English at my house in my surrounding. That's why I had to struggle a lot. Yeah, and I never joined any coaching center. Always staying at my home and using my smartphone. I am learning this language. And as far as I remember, when I started my English speaking journey, at that time I used to use so many applications, Hybro, CB, Exponential. This kind of application I used to use for my audio call purpose. And at that time, as far as I remember, when I talked to another person first call in my audio call, at that time I talked with 2 or 3 minutes because at that time I did not know how to ask the question in English. And at that time, I asked the question, what is your name and where are you from? And currently, what do you do? After that, also, I disconnect the call because at that time, I did not know how to ask the question in English. Yeah.
Yeah, I can understand if you start from very beginning. So I also face a lot of difficulties in the beginning when I started my journey. I'm also from Hindi medium school. So in the beginning, I was also not able to tell anything like, hi, how are you? It was really, like in 2020, like actually I got to know about that application 2020, but because of my fearness and hesitations to talk with a stranger, and I had a lot of negative thinking, what will my parents think? Even my parents are always positive, but I stopped like learning this language, and I stopped using that application, and I started focusing on my study. But I could not stop myself to learn this language, and sometimes I used to listen in YouTube. But after 1 year, 2021, I installed that application, and I started my learning journey. Like there were some friends who knows Hindi, and I used to text in Hindi before, and they used to encourage me like, you should talk and call, and you should learn this language, you should follow these kind of things. And I texted them like, this time I want to learn and I want to talk and call. And they got very surprised, like, how you get this kind of confidence and what happened, like after a year you got this confidence. Then I said, this time I decided that I'm I will learn this language anyhow, I'm not gonna leave. Then I started learning my journey. Like whenever, I'm also from village, so at that time I was in village, and I used to do work in farm. So while working, I used to listen podcast, and while eating also, like I was focusing mostly on speak, like listening, because at that time I was like, I thought like whenever I was listening, like that. I feel like I can speak, but I was not able to speak. But while listening, and like I was doing different practice with friends, then I started like speaking this language slowly. Like I used to listen fairy tales, so I explain different people to same fairy tales, and then I started explaining motivational video in my daily life. Then and I was doing many activities like picture discussion, chain speaking, fairy tales. Like I was too much mad to learn English, so that's why I
Yes. Yes.
learned little bit. But
Yes.
my
Yes.
mistake was that
Yes.
I left learning, and because of my work, and I started doing job and study purpose, I left. But it's been a month. Like I started again my journey. So now, like I'm communicating with people on Skype.
Yes, it is not a piece of cake. It is not a cup of tea. Always you have to hard work for learning this language. Actually, English is not my mother tongue. It is second language. And you also few of the I have a lot of friends, and from the and few of the friends they told me, yeah, I can read properly, I can write properly, I can also understand properly, and while watching any video, I can understand 80%. But if I talk about speaking, and but while speaking I get stuck. Yeah, while speaking I get stuck, I don't speak. Speaking is another part. Yeah. And I noticed that in our locality there are so many students, they are good at English language, they are good in English grammar, they can they got 100 marks in out of 100. Yeah. But they cannot speak properly. Speaking is another part, and only for speaking always you have to practice, and always you have to open your mouth. Yeah, practice is the most important key according to me.
Yeah, you're right. Like learning grammar is different and speaking is different, because we should have like basic grammar knowledge. If you have basic grammar knowledge, then you can speak like how to use present and past tense, and how to use like prepositions. And we should not go so deep in grammar. Like if you are very beginning, so I was also not focusing much on grammar. I was focusing on speaking and listening part mostly,
Yes, yes.
and still
Yes,
I'm
you are right.
focusing on like speaking, reading too. I
Yes,
started reading. Yeah.
I totally agree with you. Basic English grammar is important because in my surrounding there is no good English environment. No one speak English in my at my house. No one speak English in our locality. That's why basic English grammar is important. But without learning grammar when you speak English, at that time you make so many mistakes while speaking English. But after learning English grammar, when you speak English, at that time you speak English perfectly, correctly, and accurately, according to me.
Yeah, you're right. So
And ma'am,
what is,
I know.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, ask me.
No, 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 go ahead. You were saying something.
Yeah, I know. I know to learn any language, always you have to follow four rules: L, S, R, W. Listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Four things are very important. But ma'am, what do you think? What is the most important part? Only for speaking English?
I think all four things are important: listening, writing, reading. Everything is important. Speaking, but like I'm telling about myself, I focus mostly on speaking and listening. I used to listen a lot, as I told you before. And I was reading some books also, small like fairy tales book. Like in that books, there are some, like simple sentences in beginning. But I think I should read some novel right now. And for I'm not that much good at, like advanced vocabulary. So I just want to enhance my vocabulary too.
Yes, yes, you are right. I agree with you. Listening and speaking is most important part for learning language. But ma'am, first of all, you have to think, how did you learn your native language? Always by listening and by speaking. Yeah.
Yeah, by listening we learned, then we started speaking. And when we started speaking, we were making a lot of mistake, right? And we were not
Yes,
caring
yes,
about the people. They were laughing at us when we were child. But now you know what people are thinking. If I will speak English and if I will not able to speak, like correct sentence, then people will laugh at me. So I think so we should not like think about the people, because like if you are learning, if you are doing mistake, then it's okay to do mistake. If you do mistake, then you will correct yourself, right? And we should
yes, yes, you are
not
right.
like care about the people, what people will think if I will do mistake and if I will not able to talk properly in front of camera. Like if we will overcome this fear, then we will definitely grow in success, I think.
Yes, yes. Actually, mistake is common. Always, first of all, always you have to find out what kind of mistake you are doing while speaking English. After that, always you have to rectify. If you don't rectify your mistake, and if you are making this kind of mistake same time and every single day, it is also not good. Always you have to rectify what kind of mistake you are doing. In this way, also you can learn this language. Yeah, mistake is common. Mistake is no, and mistake is common. Everyone makes mistake. No one perfect in this world, according to me.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes. And ma'am, you belong to Chhattisgarh. Maybe your native language is Chhattisgarh, yeah?
Yeah, Chhattisgarh.
But where do you live in Chhattisgarh?
Mahasamund district. Actually, I live in a border of Odisha. Odisha is only 2.5 kilometers from my village. There is river. So, but in my area, like Odisha, I'm living in Odisha border. But people from Odisha, they are not using like Odia language. They are especially like mostly using Chhattisgarhi and Hindi. And yeah, they are studying Odia. But like some part of Chhattisgarh, there is a border, and I think Saraipali Bashna, that area, people from that border, from Chhattisgarh, people also can speak Odia, because that area people mostly speaking Odia, but my area not. So that's why I'm not able to talk Odia. But yeah, I can read and I can write because I learn. I really like to learn languages. So, but I can understand Odia language, but I can't speak. I can speak little bit, not much.
Yes, yes. And how many languages do you know?
Uh, my mother tongue Hindi, and like Hindi is kind of so many languages. Like Bhojpuri I can speak little bit, and
Yes, yes.
English, like now I'm speaking like this, and not much. I can understand like some languages, but I'm not that much fluent. And like Odia, I said that I know reading and writing, but I can speak little bit, not much, because I didn't get that much environment there. I was learning that Odia because I live in a border, and I really like to learn languages. And so many my relatives from Odia, even my elder sister got married in Orissa.
Yes, yes. Yeah, that's also you know Odia languages. Yeah,
Yeah, I think Odia
I know.
and Bengali is kind of same, right? Little bit.
Yes, yes, you are right. Yes, yes, you are right. Actually, I know three languages. Bengali is my mother tongue. Yeah, I know very well Bengali, and I know Hindi little bit. Yeah, I know Hindi little bit. I can understand properly, but I can't speak properly. And right now, also after learning English, I am being able to speak English little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you can understand Oriya too. Oriya is kind of Bengali.
No, I never talked with any person in Odia. Yeah.
Yeah,
And ma'am,
okay.
you belong to Chhattisgarh. Maybe Raipur is the capital in your state.
Yeah, Raipur is the capital of Chhattisgarh. And
And
I
how
think
far
West
from your
Bengal,
house?
it's 100
Yes,
kilometer by train.
and by train.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. And ma'am, I would like to ask one question to you. In your locality, do you have any friend who is speaking English? I mean, do you have any partner for practicing purpose?
No. No one. My friend, like, no one knows English and they don't have that much interest to learn English too. Actually, to be honest, I don't have much friend too because all my friends from my village, they left their study after 8th class and they all got married. And at that time, my village, there was no, not like no school when I was studying. I studied in like primary school in my village, but there are some homes, and that's why. And for middle school, we have to change another village, and that was also a little bit far. But after that, all my friends they left their study. But then high school, I have to change village. But I really wanted to do study. That's why I study. And for higher secondary I have to change another school because in my area that time not that much school are available, and that's why.
Yes, yes.
But I got friends in college, but no, I did that kind of private, so that's why I don't have much friends.
Yes, yes. And ma'am,
And I
you
have
belong to
some,
Chhattisgarh.
yeah.
Yes, you belong to Chhattisgarh. And have you ever visited any another state in our country?
No, only Orissa, because I said to you, like I live in a border of Orissa and we are totally depend on Orissa city because there is a city, and there is a railway station, and which is very near from my village. So that's why, and so many people from my village they work in Orissa.
Yes, yes, yes. And ma'am, right now, so you are speaking English very well. And what is your future plan? What is your goal?
Actually, I will not tell which exam I'm preparing, but I'm preparing for some exam. If I will get that job, then I will do that. And but I have some another plan to do that. But
Yes,
I'm
yes,
not gonna share because if I will get, then only I share.
yes, yes. Ma'am, I would like to ask another question to you. I don't like reading, and I know properly if you read English newspaper, if you read English story book, you will improve faster. Yeah, and you will learn so many new vocabulary. Vocabulary is also important for learning this language. And ma'am, do you like reading English story book? Do you like reading English newspaper?
Actually, I like reading, but I don't have much time because I'm preparing for some exam. That for that I have to study Hindi because that is related to Hindi. All my books are Hindi, so I don't have much time. But I really like to read books, but I'm not reading right now. But I got one PDF today, one group, and there some books. PDF is there. So I think I should read online. But to be honest, I really don't like to read online. I don't know.
Yes, yes,
Like I will read
yes.
a lot. But I'm thinking to started reading book.
I don't like reading. Yeah, I am not fond of reading book, and it is boring to me. I don't get free time. That's why also I have to face a lot of problem for improving my new vocabulary. But whenever I get free time, I always watch the YouTube video in English. And at that time also, I watch the YouTube video with subtitle. And at that time also, I read. Yeah, and from those video, I collect new vocabulary. After that also, while speaking English, I always try to use those vocabulary while speaking English. In this way, right now, so I am improving my vocabulary skills.
Yeah, me too. But I think reading book is also very much important because when you read book, you will focus. yourself and only reading at that time, like what's going on in that story and which how the sentence are framing and which kind of vocabularies are in those books. So and like it's really I think helpful to read book for learning any language, and you will get a lot of
Yes, yes.
knowledge from books. And mostly like people are nowadays so much busy and only mobile, so it's also good for health to read book, I think so.
Yes, yes, you are right. I agree with you. Reading is also important. Yeah, all right, ma'am. It was nice conversation with you. Yeah, we are talking around 20 minutes. You are also speaking English very well. Thank you for giving me valuable time. I have learned so many things from you. All right, ma'am. Nice to meet you. Take care. Bye bye. Have a good day.
Yeah, same to you, sir. Thank you for giving me opportunity to talk to you, and it was really nice conversation with you. I hope we will meet again. Thank you. Thank
Yes,
you,
yes.
sir.
All right. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.